What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're here for episode number 2 of my F1 22 My Team journey. This time around we are heading off to Jeddah for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, a track that I dearly love so much. This is a track that's unlike any other street circuit. It is super fast. It doesn't have, 90-degree rights, 90-degree lefts, 90-degree rights, 90-degree lefts. It has curves, a bit more curves in the track you can take with a bit more speed, and really only one or two slow parts of the track, one of them being turns 1 and 2 and turn 27, which is the last turn. They're the real only two slow-ish tracks, or slow-ish corners on the track. So really looking forward to this weekend and getting into Saudi. We did have a chassis upgrade go on the car. I think that was weight reduction or weight redistribution or whatever. Anyway, we've got a Pirelli hot lap to do in Saudi. We're doing the speed track. We're in the McLaren 720S, I think this is. So by the time we get to the end of the checkpoint or the finish line, we have to beat the objective, or at least get above the average speed. Which is for gold is 162. So we've hit the wall as we come across the line. So really you only have to go around turn 13 to do so. So average speed was 159.13 k's an hour. That is enough for bronze at the moment, just a little bit more, and we can get silver, and that's actually very doable. We just need to take turn 13 maybe a little bit differently, or just try and get a better exit. So yeah, you get 3 rounds at this, and if you get, I think it's the best round. I think is what you get. I'm pretty sure this is certainly not the way to get around turn 14. That second round was pretty horrendous. As you can see, the car skating through 15 and 16 as we get to the end. One more round to go as we get it underway. Turn 13, I sort of struggled to feel what the proper racing line was. I feel like going up high and maybe going low and just trying to hug the outside wall. I really wanted to try and hug the outside wall because I could hear the tyres screeching about this point here. It wasn't great. Just trying to keep the wheel straight as much as possible on the run up to the line, and in the end it was enough to indeed get a silver, the silver medal overall, which was 500 acclaim and 50k in cash, which is not too bad. Ideally gold would have been handy, but there's we're gonna need a little bit of practice in these supercars to get it right, and apparently they're pretty random. So you can get them at Saudi, Australia, which will be the next episode, in Imola. I'm not too sure how that's gonna how the Pirelli hot laps are gonna work out. But anyway, into Friday practice now, into the track acclimatization. Just watch this through here in the first sector. Look how quickly the gauges come up at you. The gauges come up so quickly. You just have to be so precise. Just getting around the first sector, which we managed to do so pretty much. Turn 2 was a little bit wasn't quite as fast. We got a green gate in that, but the first sector, you literally have to be so precise while you're doing the track acclimatization. I think this was in ERS management up program. We managed to get past all the programs relatively with ease. But we did need to do quick practice to just to finish off some objectives that we were unable to do. So P9 in practice, P17 for Oscar. He might have done a quali run because his best lap was on the soft compound tyres. We didn't do any qualifying runs. As I was doing Saudi on F1 2021, I almost felt like it's a bit of a strong track for the player. The AI don't really seem quite as fast. However, that could just be down to the dirty air or whatnot. Getting really good discounts on the rear wing or the rear downforce. We could find ourselves with a very handy discount depending how far we can get. The discounts could also become a factor in us saving a whole bunch of resource points. So 73% discounts for rear downforce, that's actually pretty good. We could end up being getting a 0% discount or 100% discount for rear downforce if we do all the upgrades. But let's go to qualifying. So here we go then for qualifying for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Doing all the usual stuff, wait for everyone to do their laps so we can get in some clean air and we can really attack this Jeddah Corniche street circuits. Literally all weekend I have struggled through the first set of running wide. Just before we literally cut a lot of turn 11, 12. We hit the wall on the inside to turn 14, I think that is. I literally get lost with the corners so quickly. This is a quick replay of if we got a shark bite on that. Yes, we did get a small shark bite. Hopefully that doesn't really bite us too much in terms of performance. However, we did get P15 with that run in that first run, but we're going to wait until everyone gets out on a fresh set of soft tyres and we can hopefully attack this street circuit with a bit more anger, and hopefully we can get the first sector right. So into turns 1 and 2, yeah, it's a bit of a tricky. I feel like turns 1 and 2 I can't really take as much because of course I am trying to avoid taking a lot of the curves because Jeddah has had a big upgrade in terms of curves. New curbing right here. Last year that was all flat. This bit is unchanged apart from the colour of the stripe. That run was a lot better around the first part, and then the last part it took a little bit of curb. I'm always trying to avoid taking too much curb because I don't want to be ended up getting floor damage on the car, which is something I am sort of weary about. Like I don't want to be taking a lot of curb because if you do take too much curb, depending which track you are and how hard you hit the curb, you can actually get floor damage. Didn't hit the outside at this side, but again we don't quite get the run like I would have wanted to. If you fast forward towards the end of the lap, we're 5 and a bit tenths up as we head into turn number 27, the final turn. Nice wide line, get on the power nice and early and get the run as neat as possible up to the line. It's going to be very close to a 610 improvement. We're P19 at the moment. Where does this put us in terms of qualifying? It puts us 15th. With that means that is our first Q2 appearance in this career mode, and that is a very, very pleasing result. What's not so pleasing is Oscar getting knocked out dead last in Q1. Some 1.3, 1.4 seconds off the pace. So that's pretty disappointing for Oscar in a car that's clearly in front of Williams at the performance index. I'm not too sure about Aston Martin. I think they might be behind us as well. According to the performance index, I think we did drop behind McLaren. I think because apparently the AI have been nerfed to real life, because McLaren were literally one of the slowest cars in Bahrain, and that they would, and our landlords at EA were just going off what was going on in Bahrain. So that's where the car performance was sitting at. K-Mag, what are you doing? Honestly, I'm on a cooldown lap. I'm not sure what he is. I'm looking at the mini-map. We've got a Red Bull that's coming up very soon. Where is that Red Bull car? That's Max Verstappen. We try and get out of the way. And now, I don't know if he was on another lap, but either way, we ruined his lap. And now I just really want him to get away because I want to try and get full battery charge for maybe a second flying lap. But that wasn't the case. So we lowered the fuel load, put a new set of soft tyres on, and we can go out for our last run in qualifying. I say last run because we don't have the car that's going to get anywhere near close to into Q3. So we're on our final run now through the first sector. That's almost the run I'm willing to take. through the first part, and then just small lift, a lot of curb, not too much curb on the outside. I'll probably lose a little bit too much. That ride, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't want to have more than a car over the curb, because you seriously, you're just going to get floor damage. That's what I'm most concerned about this weekend. Not more about hitting the wall, but just getting floor damage. That's what I was sort of worried about a little bit. However, we are running standard car damage, so I don't think it'll affect us too much. But however, it could still be enough to somehow get floor damage. In the end, we get 14th place for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. That's actually a pretty decent result. 14th in just our second race. That's our best qualifying of the year so far. So I'm definitely impressed by that, and I reckon this is something we can probably continue to look forward to as we continue to develop our car, as long as the car doesn't keep failing on us, and we can keep marching forward each race weekend, just getting through the races, getting upgrades on the car, and yeah. So that's all we've got to do now. Let's head over to the race.
So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world, Jeddah. One of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, and one of the biggest ports in the region. And now, host to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, George Russell, and Hamilton. Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Ocon, and Yuki Tsunoda. Gasly, Mick Schumacher, Lando Norris, Skip, Magnussen, Joe, Daniel Ricciardo, and Sebastian Vettel. Stroll, Albon, Latifi, and Oscar Piastri.
So here we go then for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. 25 laps around here, and I'm really looking forward to see what we can do in this race. We're going to start on the mediums, and we're going to go on to the hards. We learned from Bahrain. Did try a couple of different strategies, but in the end we went mediums to hards. Honestly, the easiest way to go. A two-stop around here would need to involve literally involve a safety car. But yeah, we're gonna literally have to pray for one at some point. So medium to hards, we're probably gonna pit towards halfway into the race, which would be the most logical way to do this. The only way we could probably fit on the softs is if we literally have a late race safety car. As we head into our grid slow, I don't know what K-Mate was doing, ghosting through us, and we literally...
Okay, incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts.
Literally time that to perfection as we get ready for the first Saudi Arabian Grand Prix on this channel. Proper in my team. Lights out and away we go. Brilliant start up against the AI route. Already up 2 or 3 spots as we head into turn one. We were a little bit cautious as we approach. We love to have Yuki Tsunoda, and I think we've got someone else up our inside. I think that's Kevin Magnussen, or no, Pierre Gasly. That is in front of us, and he gets up our goes around our outside. Now he's still on our outside as we go up the inside of turn number 3. Yeah, good start, I guess. Yeah, Tsunoda and Ocon having a squabble. That we had to go off the right to take extra precautions, and now Gasly has a look at us. We just run over the curb. I want to try and avoid that and also to maybe avoid some floor damage as well. Once again, I'm eager to try and not use too much curb. Ocon a little sideways out of turn 13 as we go around turn 14 as we make our way through the back half of the track, and to complete a quite hectic first lap of this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. This is another part of the track where I'm a little bit concerned about as we hit the wall very hard. Hopefully that didn't cause us front wing damage. There's already a sharp eye there. That might have come from the contact with Gasly. That was actually a hard hit. Apparently the front wing is actually a little bit stronger than the old front wing on the old F1 game. So it would have to take a little bit more to take a bit of a beating. That's the line through the first set that I'm just eager to get right. Every time I run through there. Now Ocon is having a little look at Tsunoda, and again we've run wide and we've gone over the curb, which doesn't help out the floor too much. However, I was checking with Mark just to make sure that there was no floor damage, and he continually said it was fine. So now we're at Ocon having a battle up ahead. This one could potentially invite us into the points. Points might be on the horizon depending how things go during this race. We might need a couple of retirements in front of us if we can avoid one ourselves, as Tsunoda and Ocon have a nice fight into turns 1 and 2. They're still side by side as they go around turn number 3 and they make the run to turn number 4. They're going to have to quickly get a move on if they can really resolve this as they hold each other up. We have a golden run at but we just can't find a way, and in the end Ocon gets his nose in front. Yeah, that would have been so inviting for us if, of course, there was more track limits, a little bit of oversteer or understeer in the car as we try and avoid the inside curb, just to try and avoid floor damage. This is honestly the one thing I've been most concerned about. But just going back and looking at the lines that I've been taking and all the other YouTubers' lines, they have been running sort of the same line as us, and they haven't really gotten any floor damage from what I've seen. So maybe I can get away with it. Maybe taking the curves a bit more aggressively. I'm not so sure about that. There's a yellow flag in the first DRS zone, just in the back of the track. I don't know who it was. I think it's Alex Albon. He is out of the race with some sort of problem. Now I actually had a problem myself. This is actually take 3 of the race, because the first couple of guys I did, they were good results. I won't exactly reveal until the end, but yeah, they weren't exactly, but the game just would crash, and which means that I didn't actually get back to HQ, which means I had to start the race again and again. The last 3 laps that you'll see through that exact part of the track, they were the lines that I was eager to look at. Those 3 lines there that you saw were especially the second one. I was literally wide and I didn't want to take a lot of curb, but one thing I do want to take is P9 in this Grand Prix, as Tsunoda has a look at Ocon and he ends up getting back past the Alpine. So as I was saying, the 3 different lines you saw, I think the first one and the third one was probably the line I wanted to take, as we see Tsunoda having a lunge at Ocon, and there's another Alpine having a look at an Alfa Romeo. We'll get to that in just a second, as they going side by side into turn number 4, as Tsunoda gets the job done on Esteban Ocon. In the meantime, Ocon's teammate Fernando Alonso is shaping up a move of Valtteri Bottas into turn number 1 and turn number 2, and they're still side by side as they come around turn number 3, but Alonso should have the inside line covered and should have the move well and truly done. But no, but Bottas is still hanging it in there. This is going to be a mega duel for this spot, and in the end, Bottas just has to back out. There's no way you can run 2 by 2 through the whole part of that first set, and so in the end, Fernando Alonso, the old Fernando, gets the move done. In the meantime, Ocon is coming back at Yuki. It is Yuki Tsunoda. My apologies. As they go side by side through the last corner, this gives us a golden run at the both of them. Who gets DRS out of these 2? It's Ocon. But look at the speed of the AlphaTauri. But look at the speed of us. We're deleting our battery, and I think we're going to make it 3 wide into turn number 1. This would be a mega move if we can pull out this contact between the 3 of us. And there is Max Verstappen as we nearly touch the reigning world champion, as he comes out on a fresh set of hard tyres. Not the first time we've had a close call with Max Verstappen as we look at the replay of us making it 3 wide into turn number 1 and 2, and there is Max Verstappen just coming out. Oh my goodness me, a little more to the left and the right for me and Max, there would have been guaranteed contact, which would have ruined our race. Now, as we were shaping up that move, we're in the pit window race. We really attacked the pit lane nice and hard, and we are into the pit lane for a fresh set of hard tyres. We're not going to adjust the wing or anything. I'm actually pretty happy with the setup we've got on right now. We're going to chuck in the hards. We're going to take those to the end of the race. Nice 2.3 second stop. That's probably the best stop we've had of the year so far, as also Oscar comes into the pit lane as well. That is a very interesting line to take at pit exit. How we didn't even get away with a warning, let alone a penalty, is quite remarkable. This is Ocon and Tsunoda going for a fresh out of the hard, and there's a problem with the right front for Yuki Tsunoda, and that allows Ocon to get in front, and that is a position gained during the pit stops for Alpine, and AlphaTauri would be bitterly disappointed with that. Cold hard tyres turns out to be a lot more harder than what it was to get the mediums and the softs up to temp in Bahrain. As you can see, the engine wear is already starting to become a thing, so the ICE is actually starting to wear a lot more than what it was. I think it's at like 60% already. 2 races in, the ICE is already wearing a hell of a lot more than any other component. There's a yellow flag behind us. I wonder who's that for. I think it's Ocon. I think he's got a problem of some sort. Here's a quick replay. Yeah, he's pulled up, and there's smoke coming out of the back of the car. So the Renault powered car is out of the race. I think he's actually the first retirement of the race. Other cars have had a couple of problems themselves, and that allows Yuki Tsunoda to go up into, I think it's position number 10 now, so he's in the final point spot, whereas us are in P9. We're in the points. Now, let's hope we can hold on for this position as we go over the curb again. Yeah, that's something that just worries me every time I just mount that curb. Yeah, so we're trying to catch Mick Schumacher for potentially P8. However, that Haas is wicked fast. One car that's wicked fast is the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, right up the back, or up the gearbox of Carlos Sainz, as his teammate Leclerc has absolutely checked out. You can't even see him at turn 1, but Max is shaping up a lunge, going around the outside at turn 1 on Sainz. He'll have the inside at turn 2, and he should get the move done, but Sainz with a mega run around the outside. The smooth movement of the smooth operator Carlos Sainz, briefly fighting that, but he's not going to fight that for much longer as Verstappen finally gets through for the position. As we head into the late stages of this Grand Prix, lap number 19 of 25. Once again, we're launching over the curb at turn 12 or turn 11 and 12, whatever that corner is. I know this one is turn number 13. It is literally so easy to get lost or lose track of what corner you're at this circuit. Lap 22 now. We are starting to lose some touch we are starting to lose time to Tsunoda behind, as we are actually trying to save some fuel. The fuel rate is a little bit more than what I thought. So we are actually having to need to lift and coast a little bit. I mean, it's bad enough that our ICE is wearing down dramatically, but we now need to save a little bit of fuel in order to get away from Yuki to secure a 9th place. I'd really like this 9th place for us and the team, because honestly, we can literally take any point we can get this season, as we are literally backmarkers, as we all know. But honestly, points in just our second race would be welcoming dream come true, if that makes sense. To be scoring points in literally our second race is going to be a welcome coming for us, as we can literally take any points we can, which we really need to take. As Leclerc comes around the final turn, he goes 2 from 2 in Season 1 as he wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix by a long way from Carlos Sainz, his teammate. And apparently Sainz got back past the Red Bulls. I actually missed that. How did I miss that? And the Red Bulls are going to be 3 and 4 from one of the Mercs. That's going to be entering the final turn. And for us, we are halfway through, or 3/4 of the way through, our final lap into turns 22 and 23. I'm actually surprised I even remembered that. And honestly, we were able to save enough fuel to push on this last lap and to spam our overtake as we head into the last turn for the final time. Nice flowing exit with a 1.1 second gap to Tsunoda. It is enough for us to score points in just our second race in this season.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Points in our second race. Who would have thought that? Just like a rookie scoring his first points in their first race.
A sterling effort from the team and a magnificent drive to secure victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again.
And do it again for the second race in a row. Ferrari 1 and 2 with Sergio Perez on the podium for Red Bull and Max Verstappen finishing 4th for his first points this season. Not quite as realistic as the real life version of Saudi, but nonetheless it is a very good start for Ferrari, and I think they have scored the maximum points this weekend as well, with one of them getting the fastest lap. Yeah, so Leclerc gets the fastest lap, so that's 88 points already for Ferrari in the first couple of races. For us, it is 9th place for us in our second race, and we have scored points up 5 spots. And yeah, that's a surreal result. Oscar getting 16th in the end. P12 for us in the drivers. I don't know how much longer that is going to last. Oscar, yeah, for a rookie, it's not going to be an easy road from here. But we are the best of the 3 Aussies so far. However, we are not better than McLaren, as we are 8 points behind them in the constructors. Honestly, getting points at just any race is going to be a very tough ask. There are going to be tracks where the AI are going to be strong at, Silverstone being one of them. I don't know what other tracks they're strong at, but we've got a long road ahead of us, and hopefully upgrades and whatever else can hopefully get us there. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until the next one, I'll see you next time.